Hello, today we're going to be reading Yertle the Turtle by Dr. Seuss, but before we begin you may want to get a few items ready. I tried to find things that you could find around the house or were easily accessible. First, you're going to need an egg carton. Second are some paints. If you don't have paints, markers or crayons are just fine. A paintbrush. If you don't have a paintbrush, but you do have paints, Q-tips work well. Some scissors. A permanent marker if you'd like to draw eyes, and a pencil. All right, let's begin Yertle the Turtle. Yertle the Turtle by Dr. Seuss. On the faraway island of Salamasan, Yertle the Turtle was king of the pond. A nice little pond. It was clean, it was neat. The water was warm, there was plenty to eat. The turtles had everything turtles might need, and they were all happy, quite happy indeed. They were, until Yertle, the king of them all, decided the kingdom he ruled was too small. "I'm ruler," said Yertle, "of all that I see, but I don't see enough. That's the trouble with me. With this stone for a throne, I look down on my pond, but I cannot look down on the places beyond. This throne that I sit on is too low down. It ought to be higher," he said with a frown. "If I could sit high, how much greater I'd be. What a king I'd be, ruler of all I could see." So Yertle the Turtle, the king, lifted his hand, and Yertle the Turtle King gave a command. He ordered 9 turtles to swim to his stone, and using these turtles he built a new throne. He made each turtle stand on one another's back, and he piled them all up in a 9-turtle stack. And then Yertle Turtle climbed up. He sat down on the pile. What a wonderful view! He could see most a mile. "All mine," Yertle cried. "Oh, the things I now rule! I'm king of a cow, and I'm king of a mule. I'm king of a house, and what's more beyond that, I'm king of a blueberry bush and a cat. I'm Yertle the Turtle, oh marvelous me, for I'm the ruler of all that I see." And all through the morning he sat there up high, saying over and over, "A great king am I," until long about noon. Then he heard a faint sigh. "What's that?" snapped the king. And he looked down the stack, and he saw at the bottom a turtle named Mac. Just a part of his throne, and this plain little turtle looked up and he said, "Beg your pardon, King Yertle. I've pains in my back and my shoulders and knees. How long must we stand here, your majesty, please?" "Silence!" the king of the turtles barked back. "I'm king and you're only a turtle named Mac. You stay in your place while I sit here and rule. I'm king of a cow and I'm king of a mule. I'm king of a horse and a bush and a cat. But that isn't all. I'll do better than that. My throne shall be higher," his royal voice thundered. "So pile up more turtles. I want about 200. It's not very nice. "Turtles! More turtles!" he bellowed and brayed, and the turtles way down in the pond were afraid. They trembled, they shook, but they came, they obeyed. From all over the pond they came swimming by dozens, whole families of turtles with uncles and cousins, and all of them stepped on the head of poor Mac. One after another they climbed up the stack. Then Yertle the Turtle was perched up so high he could see 40 miles from his throne in the sky. "Hooray!" shouted Yertle. "I'm king of that tree. I'm king of the birds and I'm king of the bees. I'm king of the butterflies, king of the air. Ah me, what a throne, what a wonderful chair. I'm Yertle the turtle, oh marvelous me, for I am the ruler of all that I see. Then again from below, in the great heavy stack, came a groan from the plain little turtle named Mac. Your Majesty, please, I don't like to complain, but down here below we are feeling great pain. I know up on top you are seeing great sights, but down at the bottom we too should have rights. We turtles can't stand it, our shells will all crack. Besides, we need food, we are starving, groaned Mac. You hush up your mouth, howled the mighty King Yertle. You've no right to talk to the world's highest turtle. I rule from the clouds, over land, over sea. There's nothing, no nothing, that's higher than me. It's not nice at all. But while he was shouting, he saw with surprise that the moon of the evening was starting to rise up over his head in the darkening skies. What's that? Snorted Yertle. Say, what is that thing that dares to be higher than Yertle the king? I shall not allow it. I'll go higher still. I'll build my thrones higher. I can and I will. I'll call some more turtles. I'll stack 'em to heaven. I need 'bout 5,607. But as Yertle the Turtle King lifted his hand and started to order and give the command, the plain little turtle below in the stack, that plain little turtle whose name was just Mac, decided he'd taken enough, and he had. And that plain little lad got a little bit mad, and that plain little Mac did a plain little thing. He burped, and his burp shook the throne of the king. And Yertle the turtle, the king of the trees, the king of the air and the birds and the bees, the king of the house and a cow and a mule, well, that was the end of the turtle king's rule. For Yertle the king of all Solemn fell off his high throne and fell plunk in the pond. And today the great Yertle, that marvelous he, is king of the mud. That is all he can see. And the turtles, of course, all the turtles are free, as turtles and maybe all creatures should be. The end. All right, today we're going to use items that we mostly find around the house to make some stackable turtles. If you'd like to reenact Yertle the Turtle or have them for decoration or other games you might come up with. So the first thing you're going to need is an old egg carton, and you're going to tear off the top. And I've actually used the top of the egg carton to make the body of the turtle if you don't have craft foam or anything like cardstock that you could use instead. So what I did is I tore off the top so that I have a nice hard surface here, and I cut out, which takes a little bit of muscle work. You might need some grown-up scissors for this, or mom and dad to help you if you're not able to use them by yourself. And I trimmed off as much as I could to make the edges even. They don't have to be perfect. They can still have little bumps like this. Different cartons will be different sizes. And so this is going to be the shell of your turtle. I placed it on the carton top, and I used a pencil. In fact, I'm going to use a Sharpie just so you can see a little bit better. And I don't have a template, but I'll show you the basics of how you're going to draw it. In fact, it's okay even if you look at it upside down here. So I'm going to make the head, and then maybe just a ½ inch over at an angle, I'm going to make one arm, and the other side I'll make the other arm. Just make sure it's wide enough for you to cut. And on the back here, right across from the head, I'm going to make a little more of a pointy tail. And you're going to make a leg and another leg just like that. Okay, and then you can also trace around just to connect your leg and arm. And lift your shell and see how I kind of have little blank spots there. If you like having all your lines in place, I'll connect the head and the feet just like that. So that's what I'm going to cut out. Okay, so once I cut it out, I can paint it and it will look like this. So you see, mine's not perfect. I just followed the template, but it doesn't have to look perfect. This time I decided to paint this white to look like Yertle the turtle. And then you can paint your shell however you'd like. Okay, I decided to paint my shell blue like Yertle the turtle, but you can add spots, which is really nice to do with Q-tips. Okay, or you can do lines. And if you don't want to get more things dirty, you can even use this as your paint tray. Just like that. Okay, so now that you've got your turtle, you can decide if you want to give it a face. Can you see that okay? I did a number of faces you can try from. You can just use your Sharpie to make 2 eyes. You can use your Q-tips to make the whites and then your Sharpies to make the eyes. Or you can just leave it blank like this one. Now, if you're like me and you don't have wet glue at home, you can leave your turtles unglued. There's a lot of fun things you can do with that. Excuse me just a moment. You can play a game where you hide a penny and have your siblings guess. Okay, you can hide little treasures inside of them, or if you want to use wet glue or hot glue, you can glue them together. And then you can act out your Yertle the turtle story. See how many you can make and stack. You can leave pictures on the comment section as well, which would be fun. So there is your Yertle the turtle craft. I hope you enjoy. Have a great day.